guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm super excited about the topic today. We're talking about meditation, why I started, what that looked like for me. I do have a couple notes, so I'm going to be looking down every so often just so that I stay on track. You get it. If you are new to my page, I am so grateful you're here, and it's synchronicity for sure. I encourage you, if you like this type of content, spirituality, tarot, astrology, anything having to do with that, then I encourage you to hit the like button, subscribe, share it with somebody that you feel like might need to hear the message, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so meditation. So like I said, I have a couple notes. I just want to stay on task. So essentially, I want to talk about why I chose to start, how it transformed my life. Why can't I talk? So why I decided to start and how it transformed my life. So I really was just like hitting a lot of roadblocks. I was kind of understanding that there were certain patterns in my life that I was now seeing. I wasn't really sure where those patterns were coming from, why I was even in that situation to have seen those patterns. And to be honest with you, I was very much stuck in a place where it was like negative perpetuation, but I didn't know that that's what was going on. So it was almost like the universe was like, okay, girlfriend, you're repeating situations over and over and over again. We're gonna have you like hit roadblocks and stumble, and maybe that'll help you understand. It did not help me. It made it that much harder. So I guess that I saw the obstacles and I was like, okay, now I have to work even harder to overcome these obstacles, right? So I would work longer, harder. I would continue to have like a lot of mental, emotional breakdowns, and I would burn myself out because I would overwork myself. And those are traits of trauma. There's a bunch of traits of trauma. And at that point, I fully embodied almost every single one of them. And because of that, and I think just hitting so many walls, I started to take a step back at some point in time, and I was like, okay, wait a second. There's gotta be something so much more than just this, you know? And of course, then the synchronicities started to sort of align for me, and I started to be open and receptive to something more. And that something more was, at the very beginning, meditation and journaling. So at the point where I decided, okay, I'm gonna start at the very least meditating. I started small because I knew I just didn't have the attention span to do, an hour-long meditation. And I wanted it to be something that was joyful, joyful, and something that I would enjoy is what I meant to say. So I decided to start searching on like YouTube, as you do, right? Just because I'm a visual person, I want it to be easy and just like digestible. And, I started with guided meditation. So I did a 5-minute guided meditation for like a week or two. And every so often, every time I felt that sort of inspiration, I just like leaned into it a little bit more. And I can honestly say, when I meditated for a couple minutes, at the very least, if I didn't have clarity, I was then able to understand, okay, you know what? This is something that I'm gonna have to journal and maybe write about. What I didn't understand is that I had, for a very long time, been sucked into what's considered the 3D. The 3D is the physical realm. What we do on a daily basis, our interactions with people, how we maybe perceive ourselves, how we perceive other people, how maybe we see other people doing X, Y, and Z, and then we internalize that and we're like, well, we're not doing X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? So, and it can lead, I don't know if that's like super vague, but it can lead to a lot of, I just keep hearing falsification, like falsification of self, you know? And it really was leading me down that road. I was getting sucked into the drama of the day-to-day, or sucked into the drama of the relationships I was in. And I wasn't really taking the steps to clear my mind. And just like a gutter, you know, you every so often, if you have a house, you have to clean out the gutters, and you know, you have to clean out the lint thing in the dryer, or else what happens? If it gets too clogged up, it starts a fire, right? Well, a gutter, if it gets too clogged up, you know, your house can flood. It happens. And so my internal house was completely flooded. Some areas, some rooms were on fire. Some rooms were just completely like monsoons of, you know, rushing water, you know, tsunamis. And I just wasn't understanding. So again, that meditation was like the door, the portal of like this, me becoming still and me becoming one with my inner world so that I can hear clearly the answers to these questions that I had. Why is this happening to me? Why am I finding myself in this specific pattern of life? Why am I finding myself constantly associating with and attracting narcissistic relationships? It was a very much real thing for me. And I started then, once I started meditating and then journaling out, I started to then feel inspired by the answers that I was starting to find. I was like, oh my God, the answers are within me, and there's like a wealth of abundance of knowledge and answers and truth, and something that felt so uniquely my own and so purely distinct from anything that I could ever find on the outside world and any answer I could get from anybody else. It was almost like it was specifically curated for my DNA. And it just gave me this sense of empowerment. I was like, okay, I may not have the whole picture crystal clear. I may not have all the answers under the sun, but I have this one little nugget. It's almost like a little golden nugget or little breadcrumbs. And from there, I was then able to start piecing the puzzle pieces together, or pulling the puzzle pieces together to sort of formulate something. And at the very least, it wasn't a fully formed puzzle. It was almost like, you know, when you have a puzzle that you don't necessarily have all the pieces for, so you can snap certain ones together in one area, and then maybe another area is a little bit more sparse, but you can sort of see what's going on. You know, it's a map or something. But you can also see where there are holes from the pieces that you don't have. So that's what it did for me. It sort of gave me a structure, an outline, a blueprint of sorts on how to start getting somewhere, latching onto something and just starting from there. And it's not very linear, but that's the beauty of meditation, is that it cleared it up for me in a way that was digestible, and I felt good about it. And it was the most amazing thing that I honestly have ever done for myself, is to center myself, and I highly recommend it. If you guys have any suggestions on other types of videos that you want to see, let me know in the description box below. I am interested in maybe doing like a little meditation on my Instagram, collective meditation, collective clearing, something like that. Let me know. And until next time, guys, bye.